I have been essentially a political activist all my life. I have never been involved in any movement which has religious overtones. And my approach is simple, that here is a situation where something could be done by the government, which was done by the first government of free India. And they did not, Pandit Nehru or Maulana Azad did not become communal on that account because they recreated Somnath. The kind of disinformation campaign that has persisted, more particularly after the demolition of 92, 2 years later, that has tried to leave this kind of impression in the minds of the people that the Rath Yatra was followed by riots and all that. It didn't follow anything of that kind. The campaign against the Ayodhya movement and the Rath Yatra has been full of disinformation and vicious tirades, in which this is one of the ingredients. This country is secular because the tradition of this country, the culture of this country doesn't permit a theocratic state. Otherwise, in 1947, when India was partitioned, the basis was Hindu and Muslim majority areas, and Pakistan declared itself an Islamic state, a theocratic state. India opted for secularism. My Dr. Mukherjee was one of the main architects of the Indian Constitution. He was a prominent member of the Constituent Assembly. So that here in India, if we have opted for secularism, it is not because of any other factor other than this country, since times immemorial, has never accepted the state as being theocratic. It's not merely Ayodhya. After 96, up to 96, the party was an opposition party, emphasizing on our distinct ideology, and on that basis moving forward. And we came from the smallest party in this parliament, having a membership of only 2 in the Lok Sabha in 1984, to 96, just 12 years later, we became the largest party in the Lok Sabha. So from 96 onwards, we have shifted our stress from ideology to good governance and idealism in public life. Disputes have been going on in the court, not resorted, not sorted out. And we felt that this was a problem which could be sorted out. I'm not going into the history as to why they failed, but that was an only earnest attempt. We felt that if at all we come to power by ourselves, what we would do is initiate negotiations once again, or if they do not succeed, do it by legislation. And legislation would aim at creating the temple on the spot and respectfully removing the present structure from that place, because it's a structure. I have undertaken 5 yatras, and those 5 yatras have all been peaceful. They have always been peaceful, and it's a remarkable way of reaching out to the smallest hamlet. At least from my side, it has always been a peaceful thing and an appeal that everything should be peaceful. And therefore, when this kind of demolition took place, I put it on record within days of that happening, that this has been the saddest day of my life. Parties which are not ideologically the same as the leader. This was the nature of the Congress party, because the objective was freedom of the country, not on the basis of any ideology, but on the basis of emancipating it from colonial rule. And it was part of our neighbors' systematic plan. It was not merely some of our own mistakes, dismissing the Farooq government, etc., contributed to it. But basically, it was the result of Pakistan's decision not to have an open confrontation within India, and instead launched this kind of proxy war against India, whose essential ingredients were subversion, terrorism, religious fundamentalism. In fact, it was because of Jagmohan that Jammu Kashmir, which had reached the brink already, was drawn back to some extent. Actually, Jagmohan ji was doing right work even from the development point of view, even from the point of view of dealing with the militants, with the result that at that time Benazir Bhutto, who was the Prime Minister of Pakistan, her bitterest, her anger went against Jagmohan personally. That was a time when it was said that the tricolor could not fly in Jammu and Kashmir. And Dr. Murli Manohar Joshi, as president of my party, he said that I will go and hoist the national flag there. I believe that Punjab's principal lesson to the rulers of the country, to all politicians, is never promote extremism and terrorism just for political ends. Jammu and Kashmir came later, but militancy in Punjab grew first. There was hardly a district in Punjab where our office bearers of the party were not killed. We lost our Punjab state president, we lost our youth leader, we lost so many people. Literally hundreds of party activists lost their lives. The state's intervention is called for in a developing country particularly. So that basically this approach that we should not be dogma bound, it should not be a dogmatic party, has been there with us as part of our mindset, even though we did subscribe to a broad ideology which we described as cultural nationalism.